You're not imagining it. Those thoughts that show up at midnight, they don't just feel real. They feel urgent, convincing, like they deserve your full attention right now. Here's the punchy truth most people never hear. Late night thoughts aren't wiser. They're just louder. And if you've ever found yourself lying in bed thinking, why does this feel so intense? Why am I suddenly questioning my life, my relationships, my future? Stay with me. Because by the end of this, you'll understand exactly what's happening inside your body, why it's not a personal flaw, and how a few small changes can take the power back from your nights. Before we go any further, quick pause. If this topic hits close to home, tap like, drop a comment telling me where you're watching from, and subscribe. This channel is about helping you feel steadier, not judged. All right, let's talk about why late night thoughts feel so real. Here's the myth that quietly messes with people. If I'm thinking this at night, it must be the truth. Or worse. If these thoughts keep coming back, something must be wrong with me. That sounds logical. But it's wrong. Late night thoughts don't show up because you're weak. They show up because your brain changes gears after dark. Biologically, your body shifts. Emotionally, your guard drops. Practically, your distractions disappear. And when those three line up, your thoughts feel amplified, closer, more believable. Here's the key idea I want you to hold on to. Nighttime doesn't create false thoughts. It removes the filters that kept them quiet. As a doctor who spent years studying stress, sleep, mood, and the nervous system, I can tell you this with confidence. Humans were never meant to process meaning at midnight. All day long, your brain is in performance mode, making decisions, reading signals, staying socially appropriate, pushing emotions to the side so you can function. At night, that system powers down, and when it does, your emotional brain steps forward, not because it's smarter, but because it finally has the microphone. And here's a small cliffhanger to keep you listening. Once you understand why late-night thoughts feel real, you stop obeying them automatically. Now let me walk you through the most common habits and mistakes that give nighttime thoughts more authority than they deserve. And after each one, I'll show you how to soften its impact. Let's start with habit number 5. This one catches almost everyone. You spend your entire day externally focused. Emails, deadlines, conversations, noise, movement. Biologically, your brain stays alert and reactive. Emotionally, nothing gets digested. Practically, you don't pause long enough to check in with yourself. So when night comes, and the world finally quiets, your mind says, okay, now we think. Suddenly, old worries resurface. Unfinished conversations replay. Big questions show up with no warning. Emotionally, this feels destabilizing, like you're spiraling for no reason. Practically, it turns bedtime into overthinking time. Here's the twist most people miss. You don't think too much at night. You think too little during the day. Now, habit number 4, you ignore your body's stress signals until the lights go out. Tight jaw, shallow breathing, rigid shoulders. A subtle buzz of tension you keep pushing through. Biologically, your body stores that pressure quietly. Emotionally, it keeps you in control mode. Practically, you stay functional, but disconnected. At night, your stress chemistry starts to drop. That sounds good. But here's the catch. When survival chemicals decrease, feeling chemicals rise. That's when emotions swell. Memories get vivid. Concerns feel heavier. Emotionally, this can feel raw and vulnerable. Practically, it makes calm feel just out of reach. This is why nighttime thoughts feel so intense. You're not becoming dramatic. You're becoming receptive. Habit number 3. And this one sneaks in through your phone. Late night stimulation. Bright screens. Fast content. Heavy conversations. Endless scrolling. Biologically, your brain reads light and novelty as, stay alert, stay engaged. But your body is trying to slow down. That mismatch creates mental friction. Emotionally, it feels like exhaustion mixed with anxiety. Practically, you lie there replaying scenarios instead of resting. Here's the curiosity hook. What if your thoughts aren't urgent, but your brain never got permission to power down? Now, habit number 2. This one is subtle, but powerful. You never emotionally close your day. Think about it. When do you actually stop and say, today is done, I can rest now? Most people don't. Biologically, your brain keeps scanning for unfinished business. Emotionally, there's no sense of completion. Practically, your mind keeps working long after your body is tired. At night, this turns your thoughts into a courtroom. You review, you replay, you rehearse. And here's the mini cliffhanger. One small nightly signal can tell your brain it's safe to stop. Now, habit number 1. This is the deepest one. And the most painful. You judge yourself for what you think at night. The moment fear shows up, you say, why am I like this? When sadness appears, what's wrong with me? Biologically, your nervous system reads judgment as danger. Emotionally, shame gets layered on top of already heavy thoughts. Practically, the thoughts get louder, not quieter. This is where late-night thinking becomes suffering. Here's the truth I want you to hear clearly. Thoughts at night are not instructions. They are signals. So what do we do instead? Let's move into a gentle, realistic action plan. Nothing extreme, nothing overwhelming, just small shifts your nervous system will actually accept. First, create a daily mental landing strip. 10 minutes. No phone, no fixing. Just asking yourself, what's still sitting with me from today? Biologically, this tells your brain processing is happening. Emotionally, it reduces nighttime ambushes. Practically, it shortens thought spirals before bed. Second, lower stimulation earlier than feels necessary. Dim the lights, soften sounds, change the pace. This signals your body gradually, instead of shocking it at bedtime. Third, slow your breathing more than feels natural. Long exhales, gentle pauses. This tells your body, I'm safe. There's no emergency. Fourth, normalize late-night thoughts. When they arise, say quietly, this makes sense. Not, I need to fix this. That shift alone reduces intensity dramatically. Now let me reassure you, because I know some of you are listening thinking, why does this happen to me so often? You're not broken, you're not behind, you're not weak. Night removes distractions, and when it does, your inner world finally gets airtime. That doesn't mean your thoughts are more true. It means you've been strong all day. Here's the hopeful part. The goal isn't to eliminate late-night thoughts. The goal is to stop letting them run the show. With small changes, gentler evenings, and kinder self-talk, night becomes quieter. Thoughts lose their authority, sleep comes easier, and over time, midnight stops feeling like a crisis and starts feeling like rest. If this helped you feel understood, like the video, comment where you're watching from, and subscribe so we can keep having honest conversations about health and mental clarity. Remember this. You don't need to solve your life at night. You don't need perfect thoughts to deserve rest. Small changes bring comfort. Gentle care builds confidence. And you are allowed to sleep without answering every question your mind asks. You're doing better than you think.